Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to another Real Madrid review. Salzburg nil, Real Madrid 3. Real Madrid end off the Club World Cup group stages on a high, and that was exactly what we wanted. That was exactly what we needed, and that was the best performance I think we've seen so far from Real Madrid under Xabi Alonso. You can see that difference, the identity, the style, the system. It's different. You can see it. So yeah, I think there is a sort of massive hype, and the vibe around the team right now I think is a lot different than it was last season, and hopefully that translates to on the pitch. But yeah, I thought we saw a really different team, even compared to the first two games against Al Hilal and Pachuca. In terms of defensively, it was a lot more structured, it was more organized, and going forward, you could see that link up play, the understanding between the players, and um, just the overall team play, so to say. Overall, it was so much better. Now, are we at 100% yet? And I think we're gonna do this every game, right? I don't think we are there, obviously, but we are certainly in a very good position right now. I think we are gonna improve definitely after each game, and I do believe that what Jabi Alonso has done in his first three games, for me, it's been a lot of positives and good progression. That is the most important thing. We want to be seeing, this team make good progression, taking steps forward in the right direction. That is the most important part. And I think we've seen that. And sort of what I expected, really, when I said in the preview that it's not going to be the easy game, because I thought Salzburg, you know, they did do well in a certain way, in terms of, obviously, they limited Real Madrid. I think it could have been more, really, than three overall. So fair play to them. They didn't really created a lot of problems for Real Madrid. I know they had 12 shots and 3 on target, but overall, I can't remember, them being, a lot of danger overall. But like I said, a European team compared to, the South American teams, and even Al Hilal, with the quality that they had, I think it was going to be an easier game. But obviously, we know that it's not going to be easy. It'll just be still a tough game, right? But yeah, we did well. We put through, and we got ourselves the win, which is very important. Now, I think one thing that we sort of learned and figured out was Xabi Alonso's approach to this game was slightly different than what we have seen. He went into this, in my opinion at least. I think people have reported this, right. The formation that he went was a three back. Now, originally I thought, okay, it's probably going to be a four back. Vini, Gonzalo Garcia, and Arda Güler as the front three, and then Valverde, Bellingham, Chouameni, and then your back four, right? But I genuinely believe that he went with a back three. He went with a midfield three of Arda Güler, Valverde, Bellingham, the full backs becoming wing backs, and then Gonzalo Garcia next to Vini as a double striker pivot up front, which was why I think we saw Vini Jr. through the middle a lot more. And that part of his game, we saw it with Rodrigo in the 23-24 season before Mbappe came, right? Vini was given that front two the ability to play more centrally, to work off another striker partner, and we saw his game. And that might be the best way to utilize him genuinely. But I'm wondering, the problem now is, now that Mbappe is going to be back, it's less so can Vini complement Mbappe, but it is can Mbappe complement Vini. That is the question right now, because I think Vini has had a mixed tournament so far. It wasn't a good start. It got better, and it ended off well. And we saw the Vini Jr., the glimpse of Vini Jr. that we know can be the best player in the world. We saw glimpses of that. But you need to realize that Mbappe has not been um, starting, has not been back yet. He will be back yet, eventually, but he hasn't been. So I think Xabi Alonso has to figure out a way to get Mbappe to complement with Vini Jr. And when you have those two up front as a striker duo, how is it possible that they don't work well? I just don't understand. But I think, importantly, they need to let their egos down. I think um, it's not about doing it on your own. It's not about doing it alone. It's about working together. And I think if the future plan going forward is to do this three at the back, and it's a very, very versatile and quickly changeable tactic. It's very simple, and I think if needed, you can change it back to a four back with the wing backs coming back, and then you can get Chouameni to step back into midfield, right? And he was doing that sweeper role in terms of in between a CDM and a centre back. In terms of, I don't know what that position would be called, but he wasn't exactly just a centre back. He was also more involved, and I thought that was a very, very suited role for Chouameni. If you put, I don't know, Militao there, would it work as well? Not really. If you put Alaba there, would it work as well? I mean, Alaba is a good passer, but he's injured again. He is. Yeah, if you put Raul Asensio in there, I think again he's a good passer, but I just don't think it's the same. So, yeah, that was a good tactical play, and overall, I was very happy with the team, the starting team, and I think everyone in general had a good game, and that shows that if you had talked to me, and we talked about this in the first review, right? Um, the ranking, rating the team overall, and there were probably a couple of players that had a good game, and the rest were average or not good enough. And I know it's only 2 games on, and I know it's only the group stage, but I see signs of progress, and that is the thing that we need. That is the thing we need. But let's talk about the goals. The first goal, what a pass from Bellingham, man! What a pass! Oh my word! And then, like I said, Vini Jr. down the center of the pitch. What that does and how that affects him compared to just staying on the left is huge. When he stands on the left flank and he just waits for the ball without making those runs, he gives the opponent enough time to man mark him in a 3v1, a 2v1, and he's not able to obviously get past them. And obviously, if he tries to get out the situation, the ball might be intercepted, the pass might be blocked, etc. Right? And as you see, as he's playing in a more central area, he's able to make those runs in behind because he has more space. And when he does that, yes, he's true in a 1v1 against the defender, but he gets onto his left foot, powers the shot, past the keeper, beautiful goal. Beautiful goal. But you have to look at the pass. The pass from Bellingham, out of this world. Second goal, again, Vini Jr. gets the ball through, makes the run in behind, but this time round, he could have shot. But that smart little cheeky back heel to leave it for Fede Valverde, that intelligence to trust, that trust and intelligence to know that your teammate is there, and to trust that your teammate would be there to pick up the scraps and score. Because if he had done that, and the player behind him was an opponent, he would look like a fool, right? So for him to have that connection, to know that, oh, Fede Valverde is going to be behind me, all I need to do is back heel and he'll score. That is intelligence, that is smart play, that is unselfish play that we have seen from Vini Jr. in the past. And we just need to build and work on that with Mbappe. Because we don't know how they'll work together in this system, right? But that is brilliant from Vini. And then the third goal, again, brilliant pass forward. I think it was Trent, wasn't it? A bit fortunate, the defender, I don't know what the defender was doing, man. The ball hits him, he lets it bounce and continues through to the path for Gonzalo Garcia with a little sort of chip past the keeper to seal the game. And yeah, I thought Gonzalo Garcia once again was brilliant. Great finish. But yeah, time for me to talk about the team. Sort of individually. And sort of my thoughts on who has been the standout players for the group stage for Real Madrid and what we could probably expect to see. Courtois had a good game. Not the most he had to do compared to against Pachuca, but still nonetheless, very good game for him. The back three I thought was brilliant, strong, powerful, a rock. And if we are gonna go with a back three, that back three clicks. For me, I think that back three works. You have Rudiger, Tchouaméni, Hausen. And I think that is more effective than a back four because obviously we know the weaknesses of Fran Garcia and Trent defensively. So I would rather we cover them and we say, look, Trent, Fran, go and do your stuff in the attack. Go and build up. Go and join them. Occasionally, you are going to have to come back to help defend, but at least you know that you have got protection at the back with Dean Huijsen, Tchouaméni, Rudiger covering, Huijsen and Rudiger covering more wide areas as well. Tchouaméni right in the middle. The midfield comes back and help defend as well. Then the wing backs come back, and then you see the protection, right? Defensively, playing a back four becomes a back two when you've got two fullbacks that become two offensive wing backs, and then you get a back two, and that is just not, good enough at high level football. But if a back three with three rocks at the back, I'm cool with that. Then you head into the midfield. I thought Jude Bellingham was incredible again. Fede Valverde was incredible again. Arda Güler, not quite as heavily involved, but was good. The wing backs, Trent, very good. Fran Garcia was good. Gonzalo Garcia was very good. Vini Jr., for me, man of the match. And I think he did get man of the match anyways. But yeah, this is the Vini Jr. we want to see back. But yeah, speaking of the standouts overall, Gonzalo Garcia for me, what is it now? 2 goals and an assist, was it? So far. But yeah, is he the solution to the backup? For me, I think it would still be nice to have an experienced striker. But then what do we do with Endrick? So, I just think we have so many options, and I think Gonzalo Garcia is at a level now where I think he could be favored ahead of Endrick. And speaking of which, Endrick has joined up with the team in the US, so he's there now. I'm not sure if that is enough. I'm not sure that if it's too late now. It might be. I genuinely believe so. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, Gonzalo Garcia for me, one of the standouts. Dean Huyson, again, brilliant. I thought Trent, a little bit suspect, but overall, nonetheless, a very good tournament. Again, I thought Chouameni has been very good. Courtois, I mean, we know he's the best keeper in the world, so expected from him. Um, and I thought the likes of Arthur Goulet have been good as well. Frank Garcia has been pretty good. Um, Vini Jr. still a lot to prove. This is just the beginning, I think. Semi Bellingham, and overall, the rest of the team, I thought had a very good game. We will be playing Juventus next. Um, I would have said thankfully, it's not Manchester City. That they finished top of the Group G. Um, but like I said before, you have to beat the best to be the best. Um, but we will be playing Juve. I think we understand that this is a much more favorable draw, but we shouldn't really um, look down and underestimate Juventus. So yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you guys did, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel on already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.